8 shots was as good as it gets. This afternoon they look to Quigley and John O'Loughlin in the centre of the park. Laois trying to really impose themselves on this game. This is Niall Donoghue in here towards Donny Kingston, getting it back here, looking dangerous. Here's Evan O'Carroll doing well, pass 1, pass 2 over the bar. Might well have had a goal for his troubles there. Laois go in front, and it's Evan O'Carroll, the 19-year-old here, causing problems. That's booted forward there by Gary White. Here comes Paul Cribben. John O'Loughlin trying to get close to him, having a go from about 22 metres out. That's an excellent shot by Paul Cribben. Really giving the leadership in the middle of the park once again alongside Gary White. 2 apiece. Good start. Kingston, where he goes, he pulls Mick O'Grady out with him. And once more it's Evan O'Carroll. Shouldered by Kevin Murnahan, but he withstands that and puts it over the bar. He's got a second. Really good work by the 19-year-old. Terrific left foot. And Laois lead. 3-2. Well, this is a very good spell in the match. Here's Brendan Quigley. They go long, route 1. They've got 2 men in there. Kingston's one of them, shields the other, taken down. That has to be a penalty. No question about it. And problems there for Mick O'Grady and Gary White standing over the forward. Ross Monley taking, great save by Mark Donnellan. Superb work by Donnellan. Well, he smartly got down that time. Got off his line, I think, just as well. Really good work. Laois will try to capitalise on their superiority at this stage. It's Niall Donoghue, and that's over the bar. They may not have scored a goal from the penalty, but they've got a point here through Donoghue from Courtwood. Mark Donnellan. So many really good midfielders in evidence here in O'Connor Park. One of them, of course, Brendan Quigley. Fed out there by Ross Monley. Threaded through by John O'Loughlin. Once again, Kingston in there. Once again, they're in trouble here, the Kildare defence, and Brendan Quigley had the chance to plant it in the back of the net. 2 big, strong men there, withstanding the challenges, and in the end, it was Quigley who went terribly close. Stays 4 points to 3. Cribben once again now. And stretching the play a little bit here, Kevin Murnahan. Having a go from about 35 metres. That's a great kick. Kevin Murnahan playing his 2nd championship match for Kildare. Gets his 1st ever championship score. Laois once again with Quigley here. Almost nonchalantly carrying it past Eamon Callaghan. Huge one down. This time it's Tom Shiel. And Shiel over his right shoulder. And over the bar as well. Brilliant left foot. They've got some very good forwards, Laois. This is Porrick Fogarty. Good solo, trying to keep it away from Mark Timmins. Again, it's Fogarty. Great kick. Oh, we're seeing some terrific points in this match here. Jason Ryan must be pleased. Donoghue once again for Laois. 7-6 they lead. Quigley once more, trying to take it around Ollie Lyons in the D here. Holding his balance somehow. Still they work it forward. Donoghue. And Donoghue falling as he was hitting that one, but hitting it flawlessly over the bar. Great point once again by Niall Donoghue. 8 points to 6, Laois in front. Don't know how he managed to keep his balance and control under enormous pressure there. Porrick O'Neill. Here's Owen O'Flaherty. Turning inside on that very good left foot of his and easing that one over the bar. 8 apiece. Well, 1 point between them at this stage, as it was at half-time. Just Laois in front, and here comes Cathal McNally for them. Looking to kick from a fair old distance, and what a kick that is. Terrific score by Cathal McNally from Johnstown. Oh, that's a poor kick out by Graham Brodie. Oh, it's trouble here. Real trouble. Back of the net, Eamon Callaghan. What a mix-up there, however. Terrible, terrible kick out by Graham Brodie, the minute student. Oh, he hit it straight there to Alan Smith. and selflessly played it to his left. And watching was Eamon Callaghan, and the Kildare captain drilled it into the back of the net. Goal between them. Suddenly Kildare are playing with renewed energy and a lot more confidence as well. Fogarty now here, ready to take on his man. Timmins can't get near enough to him, however, and that's another expertly taken kick by Padraig Fogarty. Again, it's Kildare, absolutely tormenting Laois right now, cutting right through defence time and again. Alan Smith, short one, back of the net. Well, there might be a question about a square ball, I don't know, but Cathal McAnally was in here. Was he there before there was kicked? I think it's got to count, and it is indeed a second goal for Kildare. 2-11 to 9 points, they're in front. Vital period of the match now. Ollie Lyons coming forward. Callaghan getting away from his man. Jersey pulled, back into Lyons again. Great movement. Wonderful score by Ollie Lyons, the cornerback. Laois needing something. 13 to 9 behind. They might get something here with Evan O'Carroll. Has a support player. Donaher. And finally rolled in by Donny Kingston. 8 points last week. A goal here tonight. Set up by Donaher, rounding the two defenders and the goalkeeper. It gives them a little bit of hope. 2-13 to 1-9. Next score you would feel is going to be important here. But it's once again Alan Smith and Kildare who are dominating the exchange. It's a very good second half for them. Owen O'Flaherty easily drifting past player after player, and finally Mulik, and in the end it's Owen O'Flaherty who puts it in the back of the net. Mulik, one of the heroes from last week, was involved, but Owen O'Flaherty, unquestionably the one who started it here, I was in the right position as that ball came back off a defender to finish it right into the back of that Laois net. And that's a third. 3-15 to 1-9. Oh, given away. Once again, it is carried on by Paul Cribben. Missed last year's championship campaign through injury, and that one is a big, huge one. And Niall Kelly is taking the credit for it, the substitute. And it's looking like a handsome victory. Kildare come again. They've shown a completely different attitude in the second half. Cribben once more. No doubt whatsoever about their confidence levels, and once more Paul Cribben hits that one over the bar. Well, it's taken 2 goals, but finally Kildare beat their Midland rivals, Jason Ryan's side, much the better team in the second half. 3 goals giving them the perfect platform for ultimate success, and the final score is Kildare 3-18, Laois 1-11.
The gap that was between the teams at the end of the game probably wouldn't be the gap that is between them. You know, we got a bit of a roll and we kept that gap there, so we would have been grateful coming out of this one with any sort of a victory. So probably the scores probably flattered us a little bit.
The start of the second half, Kildare got a great run in the first 5 or 10 minutes or so. They caught us on a few kickouts, and they punished us with a few scores, and you know, we were chasing the game after that, and it gave Kildare a lot of momentum, and credit to them. You know, they took it well, and you know, it's just back to the qualifiers for us now.
Yeah, pretty extraordinary turnaround, Dermot. You were there, but a huge win for Kildare, vital for them.
Yeah, huge win, and as you can see there from, I think Jason Ryan is fairly relieved. There was a fear that game had gone away from us back in last week in Tullamore, but in fairness, I was kind of surprised with the starting team, given the impact that Tommy Mulik and Niall Kelly made the last day, and it was a bit of a gamble by Jason Ryan to start them, but you know, fortunately for Kildare, the gamble paid off, and you know, when you look at it, 316 from play, out of 318, 5 of the 6 starting forward scoring. I suppose Alan Smith didn't score, but was very central to setting up other scores as well. So overall, very positive for Kildare going forward. They'll go in against this Dublin team without any expectation, which will suit them.
Okay. Tomas, I mean, it was 9-8 for Laois at half-time. That turnaround and that start of the second half was quite extraordinary.
Yeah, it is. Look, for three halves of football, it was very, very equal. They came out in the second half, and I don't know where Laois just tuned out or whatever it was, but Kildare came out and they rattled 2-3 in 3.5 minutes. I've never seen it in a game before, and it totally changed the game. Laois actually put down the head after. It was disappointing from a Laois point of view, but Kildare just drove on. You know, I suppose it wasn't a true reflection. This was a terrible mistake from Graham Brodie for a guy who was bombing the ball out to the two biggest fielders in the country all for the last 2 weeks, and it just came off bad. Look, Kildare had their heads up at this stage. They were playing that little bit with confidence. It was obvious to see. Some of the scores they got were excellent, Des, you know, and look, Laois were in 6s and 7s. There was no man to put up his hand. There was no bit of leadership there. There was no, look, I don't know, in 3.5 minutes, I suppose it's hard to do, but you'd expect them, after the first couple of scores going over, you need to win a ball. As I said, they had Quigley and John O'Loughlin in midfield who could have won, but Kildare were devastating. Look, some of the scores they got were absolutely excellent.